Hey, welcome back to Pro Football Retro, and today I'm in Eugene, Oregon. This is Autzen Stadium in the background, and I'm going to do a tour of card shops here in Eugene. So if you're ever in the area for a game, or if you're ever just up and down the I-5 corridor, it's definitely worth going to a couple of these shops. I'm going to AJ Sports Cards and then Hooker Sports Cards, and they're all pretty close here to the stadium. AJ Sports Cards, it's on 6th, which is very close to the stadium and the same street as the Holt Center. So if you're in town for a concert or anything like that, this is right down the road. So let's go inside and see what's going on. As soon as you walk in at AJ, you're greeted by these two guys, so you know you're in Eugene. Definitely a Ducks feel here. All right, so here we are at the vintage area. They've got a box here and then a case here, and then here's the baseball. And then here's the basketball. I did get a lot of basketball here previously, and they had it sorted by years. Lots of baseball vintage, and then they do have a lot of supplies, and then they've got boxes of, singles of various stuff, and they're labeled, so that's kind of cool. And then if you go over here, here's all their supplies. And then they have cases of newer stuff over here on this side, separated by sport. And then they've got all their packs and boxes. So they've got all the new stuff, and then they also have some decent vintage, and then they have all these boxes of singles, which is cool. And then I've already been through this box a little bit and got some newer stuff. And then they have autos and relics and all that over here. We're cool enough to dig up a box of vintage for me. This is 58, 60, and other years. And they look like they're in really good shape. So they do have some older vintage here as well. And then over here we've got a lot of memorabilia, signed Duck stuff, signed Herbert jerseys, and then a lot of stuff over here. Jerseys and whatnot. So they've got a lot other than just cards here. My haul from AJ, very reasonably priced, and got quite a big stack of cards here. And a small stack for my brother. And then some Tallboy top loaders and sleeves for my 1965 tops that I'm getting. So for my brother, I got him some Vikings that he doesn't have from the early 60s. And then some of these cool 2008 Upper Deck masterpieces. This one he'll really like. That's got Fran Tarkenton and Adrian Peterson on the same card. And then, anybody that's in a Vikings uniform he likes, even, John David Booty or whoever random card is. So those are for him, and then these are for me. I got some 50s and 60s, and then this one I really love. It's got Daryl LaMonica and Stu Barber on the same card, and then Ollie Matson, one of my favorite players here, and some of those early 60s Hall of Famers here. This guy was on the Bills for a little bit, but he had the most yards ever as a rookie for the Oilers, and I think he had 17 touchdowns as well. So, a known guy that did some great stuff. So I got this giant stack, and I also got quite a few of those 08 Upper Decks, and then I got quite a few of these Turkey Reds. I just like a vintage looking card, so a lot of bills there. Okay, just 4 minutes away, and we are at Hooker's Collectibles. Also right downtown Eugene, right by everything, and it is... got some comic books and things like that too, but sports cards is the main thing, but there's also a lot of other stuff in here.
It's good.
So here we are inside the shop. They've got a lot of the new boxes and stuff here. They've got some vintage stuff as well. And then here's the cases for baseball. And then they do have some NFL singles sorted by team over here. And then they do have a ton of comics too, if you're into the comic scene. And then they've got a lot of supplies and materials back here as well. But lots and lots of stuff to look through. You could spend a lot of hours in here if you so desired. Hey, so here's my haul from Hookers. They had quite a bit. So this is a Rosie Greer that I didn't have. This is a Dave Middleton for the Vikings that I was looking for. And then a few 70s like Bill Kilmer. And then this was a 50s Al Duro, later played for the Bills, so always looking for those kind of guys. And then they had some basketball that I wanted. This Bill Walton because I'm a Blazer fan. Dan Issel for the Kentucky Colonels. Bob McAdoo. So I got a few basketball mixed in there, but got a 72 Willie Brown. Got quite a few. And then I also like anything Hall of Fame. So I got these 2008 class Hall of Fame cards. Fred Dean, Andre Tippett, and some others. And then this guy, I think he's probably the most underrated player ever, is Don Hudson. And this is a Legend of the Green and Gold card of him. He had all kinds of records. His touchdown receiving record wasn't broken until the 80s. So, and he set it in the 40s. So this guy is quite the legend, and you may not have even ever heard of him. And then updated some of my newer cards, like the latest Champ Bailey card that was made. And then I got a whole stack of newer cards of older players. I like any of these kind of reprints. This is a Tony Dorsett Donruss card. So I got a whole ton of that kind of thing. So all told, I got a nice stack of cards for a decent price. And they're pretty friendly in there and love to chat.